Hello and welcome. In this tutorial, we're going to learn about if, elif, and else statements. An if statement is written by using the if keyword. Let me show you an example of an if statement. Here we have two variables, Peter's age and Paul's age. So the condition is if Paul's age is greater than Peter's age, print Paul is older than Peter. So this colon signifies the end of the condition. So print out Paul is older than Peter if this condition is true. Also, notice the indentation here. In Python, indentation at the beginning of a line is used to define the scope in the code. Other programming languages often use curly brackets for this purpose. If we run this code now, as you can see, Paul is older than Peter because 40 is greater than 28. And this is the evaluation here. If Paul's age is greater than Peter's age. So Paul's age is 40 from this value here, and Peter's age is 28 from this value here. So if Paul's age, basically saying if 40 is greater than 28, print out Paul is older than Peter. And that is an example of an if statement in Python. The elif keyword is Python's way of saying if the previous condition wasn't true, then try this new condition. Let me show you an example of how to use the elif keyword. Here we have two variables, Peter's age and Paul's age. This if statement here evaluates if Paul's age is greater than Peter's age. If that is true, print Paul is older than Peter. If that condition is not true, the elif condition is evaluated, and that evaluates if Peter's age is equal to Paul's age. Then print Peter and Paul are the same age. This elif condition is only evaluated if the first if statement is not true. So if we run this code now, Peter and Paul are the same age. That is because Peter's age is 40 and Paul's age is 40. And that is why this condition was evaluated to be true. Then this printout was then printed out on the screen. And that is how to use the elif keyword. The else keyword catches anything which isn't caught by the preceding conditions. Let me show you an example of how to use the else keyword. Here we have two variables, Peter's age and Paul's age. The else keyword will catch anything that wasn't caught by these two keywords. That's the if and the elif statements. So just looking at this code, what has not been caught by these two statements is if Peter is older than Paul. So that is what this else statement is going to do, because the first if statement is evaluating if Paul is older than Peter. Then print this line out, elif. If this is not true, that is if Paul is not older than Peter, then evaluate this line, that is if Peter's age is equal to Paul's age, then print out this line, else print Peter is older than Paul. So based on these two conditions, the only condition that is not evaluated is if Peter is older than Paul, and that is what the else statement is going to catch. So if we print out this code now, as you can see, Peter is older than Paul is printed out. That is because Peter's age is 30 and Paul's age is 25. And that is how to use the else keyword in Python. In Python, you can also have an else without the elif keyword. Here we have two variables, Peter's age and Paul's age, and we can have the else keyword without the elif keyword usually when you're checking for just two conditions. In this situation, the first if statement is checking if Paul's age is greater than Peter's age. If so, the printout Paul is older than Peter will be printed on the screen. Else, the opposite will be the case. That means Peter's age is greater than Paul's age. So there are only two conditions. So this printer then will be printed. So if we print this out now, as you can see, Peter is older than Paul. And that is how to use the else without the elif statements. If you only have one condition to check or one statement to execute, you can put everything on the same line as the if statement. Here we have two variables, Peter's age, which is 30, and Paul's age, which is 35. And Using a single line of code, we have the if statement that evaluates if Paul's age is greater than Peter's age. If so, print out Paul is older than Peter. And if we print this out now, Paul is older than Peter because Paul's age is 35 and Peter's age is 30. So this is how to use the if statement on a single line in Python. If you have only one statement to execute, one for if and one for else, you can put it all on the same line. Here we have two variables, Peter's age and Paul's age. Using a single line of code, we're going to print out Peter is older if Peter's age is greater than Paul's age, else print Paul is older. So if we run this now, as you can see, Paul is older is printed out. This technique is known as ternary operators or conditional expressions. And that is how to use the shorthand if-else keyword. In Python, you can also have multiple else statements on the same line. One line if-else statement with three conditions. Here we have two variables, Peter's age, which is 35, and Paul's age, which is 35. And we're evaluating using multiple else statements and if statements on a single line. So print out Peter if Peter's age is greater than Paul's age, else print the same age if Peter's age equal to Paul's age, else print Paul. And when we run this code, as you can see, the same age is printed out because Peter's age is 35 and Paul's age is 35. So this portion of the code was evaluated and this print function was executed. And that is how to use if-else statement with three conditions using one line of code, Python. The AND keyword is a logical operator and is used to combine conditional statements. Here we have three variables, Peter's age, Paul's age, and John's age. Using the AND keyword, we are checking if Peter is older than both Paul and John. So if Peter's age is greater than Paul's age and Peter's age is greater than John's age, this print function is executed saying Peter is older than Paul and John. So if we print this out now, as you can see, Peter is older than Paul and John because Peter's age is 35, Paul's age is 30, and John's age is 25. For the AND keyword to be true, both conditions must be true. So in this condition, Peter's age must be greater than Paul's age and Peter's age must be greater than John's age for this print function to be executed. And that is how to use the AND keyword with conditional statements in Python. The OR keyword is a logical operator and is used to combine conditional statements. In this situation, we have three variables, Peter's age, Paul's age, and John's age. And we're using this if statement to evaluate if Peter's age is greater than Paul's age or Peter's age is less than John's age. If so, this print function is executed. And to use the OR condition, either one of the conditions to the left or to the right is true in order to get this print function to execute. So if we run this code now, as you can see, Peter is older than Paul. In order for the print function to be executed in this situation, just one of the conditions has to be true. And in this case, the condition that is true is Peter's age is greater than Paul's age. And that is how to use the OR condition. You can have if statements inside if statements. This is called a nested if statements. Here we have a variable, Peter's age, and we have two if statements here, one inside the other one. The first one is evaluating if Peter is above 25. If so, this print function will be executed. Peter is above 25 years of age. In addition, it's also evaluating if Peter is above 30. If that is the case, this print function will be evaluated. Else, this print function will be executed. And if we run this code now, Peter is over 25 years of age. Also, Peter is over 30 years of age. That is because Peter is 34 years of age. And that is how to use a nested if statements. If statements cannot be empty. To avoid getting an error, when you create an if statement without a content, you use the pass keyword. So here I've created an if statement with no content. If I run this code now, you see error, syntax error. To avoid getting this error, on, you use the pass keyword. Say for some reason you have not decided what to do with this if statement, you use the pass keyword to avoid getting an error in your code. Now, if we run this, you see there's no error. And that is how to use the pass keyword. And that's it for this video. Please remember to subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon so you can get notified each time I publish a new video. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.